Welcome back to Danganronpa Another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. In the last part, Komaru met Toko and we escaped together from the hospital, which looks significantly different on the outside than the inside would have you believe. And before we continue on looking for the bridge out of town, if we head around here, there are some Monokumas to deal with because they are protecting a collectible. Level up again, and some more money, nice. How to Kill Demons, Masterpiece number 1. Since they're hard, hit them to mush them up, then fill their insides with green peppers and feed them to your dog. Bury them in a hole so only their nose sticks out and measure how long it takes for them to die. Make a game with a friend where you snap off their arms and legs and whoever keeps theirs alive longest wins. Get their blood with a needle and put it in a cat and then make a super cat demon and then kill it. Get a bunch of demon butts and then make a drum set with them. And then make a song. Haha. Use the demon's mouth as a cage for bugs, and find a bunch of bugs and save them, and then kill the demon. Or kill them regular. Simple is best though, yes. So that's a note written by a kid, and maybe it's just me being me, but I really like how there were 2 deliberate grammatical errors in there, just to make it a bit more believable, I suppose. This game is fantastic at little details like that.
That gaudy looking car. It's made by Towa. Can you move it with the hacking gun?
We certainly can.
As I thought, Master's gun is perfect. Even idiots can use it.
Thank you, Toko. So this is Towa City, and I absolutely love the design of this city. It strikes the right balance of surreal and believable, which is exactly how a dystopia should be. The art direction, and especially the use of color, reminds me a lot of Jet Set Radio, which is another of my favorite games of all time, so this makes me happy to see.
That kid was playing with a body. It's not a rare sight around here.
The kids really seem to be enjoying themselves. They have no qualms about playing with dead bodies. Is this the children's paradise they were promised? If we take a right here, a reward for the eagle-eyed is some more break ammunition. The amount of ammo you get depends on how much you've used, and since I've been aiming quite well so far, I didn't need much more.
I can see a bridge over there.
You know what? That black and white bridge reminds me of something, but I just can't quite place it. Anyway, let's just deal with these black and white bears here. Wow. I missed. Oh, okay. There we go.
This town's a mess. It's like a war zone.
So due to all the roadblocks in our way, it would appear that we're being shepherded in a very particular direction, but before we go in there, there's another collectible around here. The right not to kill. One early morning in August, station staff Tado, who's almost made it to retirement age, is shot through the heart. Around the same time, Shuichi Tadakoro, a train nerd, falls in love. He must solve the mystery of the Tado killing. The third entry of the Honkawa Goe series. Only those with the right not to kill have the will not to be killed. If you look at the book cover, you can see that it's written by one James Kodaka, a reference to the creator of the Danganronpa series, Kazutaka Kodaka. There's a lot of little details and references in these collectibles, which is another reason they're worth collecting. The author of this is some anime nerd, no doubt about it. What makes you say that? 80% of authors who write books with drugs and guns and high school girls in them are anime nerds. It's a safe bet, like knowing your white shirt is gonna get splashed when you eat curry. Yeah, putting aside the curry thing, I'm a high school girl and I have this hacking gun. Is this some anime nerd fantasy?
Don't mess with me.
Do not associate a gift my master gave you with anime nerd imagination nonsense. Keep being condescending and I'll cut you with a kitchen utensil only master chefs have heard of.
Stop it.
It's even more terrifying not knowing what it could possibly be. But seriously, I don't know much about guns. I barely know how to work this thing. You really don't have a sharp memory, do you? It sends program codes in the form of radio waves that hacks the target machine. Yeah, I don't get that at all, but it sounds really cool. Jeez, you didn't get my explanation at all, did you? But this doesn't work on every machine, right? I wonder why not. Well, I'm just an intern, so I don't really know the details, but I know it's a research project. Maybe it's made so that it doesn't work on machines you don't need to use? Well, that's convenient, but I have learned one thing. What? What's that? This gun works as well on humans as the ray guns do against Crystal Bowie. Wow, now that's an obscure reference. How old did you say you were? There are so many references in this game, and I don't even get all of them. I thought that was a reference to David Bowie at first, but it turns out it's actually a reference to the manga Cobra, which in turn references David Bowie. More break ammunition here. They've been quite generous with that so far.
Looks like we can climb this if we work together.
Work together? With you? Guess we don't have a choice. Do you wash your hands?
Of course I wash my hands!
In this game, yellow is a good indicator of where you need to be going, like this yellow shipping container here. By working together, Komaru and Toko can climb their way up here, but let's not forget about our third party member. Jack has a very different way of doing these things.
I'm on the fast track now. Check out the website for more info.
Though I won't be using her much outside of when it's required to do so, I still really like Jack, and I really like that they put that little detail in. Here are the first of many Monokuma variants, Bomber Monokumas. Throughout the game, we'll be faced with a variety of different Monokumas with different abilities, but as for the bombers, they're not too hard to deal with on their own. Same strategy as regular Monokumas. Right, so we've made our way through that area and back onto the streets of Towa City. There are still a lot of roadblocks in our way and the path remains very linear, but despite that, this game's level design excels in other ways.
There's another electric car. Komaru, your turn.
If Komaru does as she's told, we'll find the first of another new type of collectible, a skill. Highly anticipated body. Heading over to the skills section of the menu, this new skill increases our maximum HP by 1 heart. It requires 4 SP to equip, and fortuitously we are level 4, which means we can equip it straight away. There are other sections to the menu that we haven't looked at yet, and we'll cover them as and when we need to, but one section of the menu that we won't ever be prompted to look at is this, the people section. This is similar to the student profiles in the other games, a brief overview of the characters that we've met so far in the game. So here's Komaru, a normal girl, little sister to the ultimate hope, Makoto Naegi. Doesn't have any special talents, has been imprisoned in a Towa City apartment for a year and a half. She likes girls' manga and whatever's trending, she dislikes lightning and rainy season. She's quite similar to her brother in that she kinda goes along with whatever's popular at the current moment. Then there's Toko, a former student of Hope Speak Academy and the ultimate writing prodigy, famous as a young novelist. Currently a Future Foundation intern, in love with co-worker Byakuya Togami, and she likes Byakuya Togami, and romance novels. She dislikes light novels and manga. Next is Genocide Jack, the other personality that lurks inside Toko Fukawa, a former serial killer that solely targeted adorable little men, eccentric, energetic, and also in love with Byakuya Togami. It's quite clear what she likes, and she dislikes unadorable boys and unadorable girls. Here's the man himself, Byakuya Togami. He likes coffee and French. He dislikes plebeians and microwave meals. He shares my birthday, May the 5th, former student of Hope Speak Academy, the ultimate affluent progeny, and the successor to Togami Group. Survived the school killing incident along with Makoto Naegi and Toko Fukawa. He's currently somewhere here in Towa City, we presume. Though it's not mentioned here, because we haven't met them, we can glean from what Toko previously said about an occult moron and an idiot swimmer that Yasuhiro and Aoi are still around and they're members of Future Foundation too. So now we've seen, or at least heard reference to all the survivors of Danganronpa 1, other than Kyoko. Then there's Servant, only named Servant. Ever since he was captured by the Warriors of Hope, he serves as their servant. However, he appears to have ulterior motives. He believes hope to be the most precious thing on Earth. Yes, it is Nagito Komaeda. He still likes beautiful things and beautiful people. He still dislikes noisy places and ugly people. I believe that's exactly the same as his profile in Danganronpa 2. From what we've seen of him in this game so far, we have no idea why he's here or what he's doing, but given that this game takes place before the events of Danganronpa 2, we can infer a little bit about his current situation, along with the rest of the class of Danganronpa 2. Here we have the kids. The hero, Masaru Daimon, hero and leader of the Warriors of Hope. We pretty much learned everything we can read here about these kids from their introductions, but we do get to see their likes and dislikes if nothing else. Masaru likes soccer and vaulting, he dislikes math and cigarettes. Though he is boastful, the others rarely take him seriously. Then there's the priest, Jasuro Kemuri. He likes being hated and dislikes being liked, and acknowledges and encourages being greatly disliked by his friends and himself. This boy has very poor self-esteem. Next is the fighter, Kotoko Utsuki. She used to be a famous child actor and loves adorbs things and actively collects them. Something I find really interesting about her is that in her introduction, she talks about being the former Little Ultimate Drama and how that's in the past now. It's quite an interesting view, and it's actually quite mature of her to recognize that the world has changed a lot and that that status doesn't really mean much anymore. This is the sage, Nagase Shingetsu. He is the vice leader of the Warriors of Hope, and a bit more mature than the others. He often plays the role of babysitter, as he even said himself. Finally, there's the mage, Monica. The little ultimate homeroom, she loves to exchange opinions with everyone. She cannot walk and thus uses a wheelchair. She seems sweet at first, but we've already seen enough of her to know that there's a lot more to her than that. She likes free period and warm futons, and dislikes alone time and cold meals. As I've said countless times by now, I love the characters in this game, and I think that it's the strongest cast of characters in the series. We'll come back to this page later on when it's been updated further with new characters. Okay, minor diversion over, let's move on and into the Hotel Towa.
Jeez, there are roadblocks all over the place. Can't get around easily.
Based on where we are, the bridge should be on the opposite side of this hotel. What should we do? It looks like we can get through right here.
Are you telling me we have to walk through this busted-up hotel? Oh, this is the worst.
There's no other way to go, Toko. You said it yourself. Time for a tutorial. This right here is a toy vending machine, popular with the kids, the Mono machine. By shooting move at this machine, you can spin it for free just once. There's nothing scarier than free things. I sure hope nothing bad happens. Items that may be useful in battle will drop, so use it whenever you see one.
Alright! Well, it would be rude not to, I guess.
As I said just now, yellow is your friend, and this paint will guide the way. No yeeting Komaru up there this time, we'll just climb up. The only way to go is this doorway, so let's proceed through it. This floor is quite eerie, with the bloom effect kicking in, and the kids running away when they see you, and yet more dead bodies.
What?
I think I've got an idea. Look, if we use this telephone to call the police, won't they come save us?
The police? That collective of psychos that think all humans are criminals until proven innocent?
That's quite a bias.
It's a shitty idea. There's no way it'd go through. Telephones, internet, nothing.
Huh? Nothing works?
If they did, this whole problem would have been solved by now. Jeez, use your brain. You're seriously useless. More useless than a salmon that already laid its eggs.
Aww, you don't have to be so mean about it.
Something I find really interesting about the relationship between these two is that Toko is finally someone's senior. She even said it herself when we first met her. We know that she's no social butterfly, and she's really trying to play the age card wherever possible to hold some kind of authority over Komaru. Yes, thank you, Toko, I've handled it. As I said before, to collect everything we need to go everywhere, and this room may be optional, but we're still going in there because there's a collectible in here. Unstoppable Man. Triathlon, boxing, rock climbing, Sabaru Karen tackles them all non-stop. What is his newest challenge? What is the reason why he doesn't stop? And what is the single scene that will finally make him stop? If you start reading, you won't stop either. Sabaru Karen's autobiography, unabridged Masterpiece Edition. Unstoppable. There's no way I'll be able to do it. I'm getting pretty tired. You think you're tired? If you're tired, I don't even have a word for how tired I am. I need a new onomatopoeia to express the sheer tiredness. You're tired? You don't really look like it, Toko. I'm liberal arts to the core, no energy at all. Same. Aren't you younger than me, telling me you're tired already? My age doesn't affect how tired I am. Oh hey, how old are you? Your tricks won't work on me. What? You're trying to show how young you are by comparing yourself to my age, aren't you? Trying to add old hag onto the usual insults of ugly and gloomy and smelly. That's not true at all, I was just curious. Doesn't matter, I won't tell you. You're hiding it makes me want to know even more, Toko. Makes me think that maybe you're even older than I imagined.
Nothing.
No way I'm 5 or 6 years older than you. No way you're younger than that either.
Don't mess with
I very well could be. So far in these dialogues between Toko and Komaru, the game has poked a lot of fun at itself. We had the one about using dissociative identity disorder as a plot point, and the one just now about stories with high school girls and guns being an anime nerd's fantasy, and now they kinda jab fun at how nobody really knows how old anyone is in Danganronpa. We can guess that Komaru is between 15 and 16, given that she was set to start high school before she was captured and imprisoned. We know that Toko lost 2 years of memories of high school, but there's no real indication of the time frame of the events of Danganronpa 1. And this game takes place some time after those events, and that's all we've got. But given all that, our best guess is that Toko is somewhere between 17 and 19, so the age gap isn't quite as big as Komaru thinks it is. The founding of Towa City. The predecessor to the corporation Towa Group was a small factory called Towa Ironworks, which first opened its doors 200 years ago. Tokushige Towa, who became the first chairman of Towa Group, established Towa Ironworks entirely by himself. Because iron manufacturing was a new, blossoming industry, Towa Ironworks soon dominated 70% of the market. But Tokushige Towa was still not yet satisfied. He also had a hand in other business ventures, such as bamboo forests and foreign trade, and continued to show a strong will and brilliant business sense. Incredibly, from age 30 to his death at 64, he established a new business once every 20 days. Tokushige's wife, Tomoko Towa, had this to say about her husband. When I asked him why he always pushes himself, he would always say that it's for the sake of the prosperity of mankind. Without Tokushige Towa's unflagging devotion to the advancement of mankind, neither Towa Group nor Towa City would exist today. More lore about Towa City and the Towa Group for us as we explore what is left of this man's legacy, I suppose. There should be another room around this way. This is only slightly ominous, of course. Take the president and run! I'd say that outcome was wholly predictable, but nonetheless still scared the life out of me the first time I played this game. Here we are, another room with a collectible in it for us. The Bomb Inside Her, 1. I, Yumi Kayakura, 16, am a normal high school girl in every way. At least, I wish that were the case. My womb is filled with bombs, so if I ever fall in love, they'd explode. That's why, ever since I was born, I have been pure and innocent. But then, he appeared. Shota Honen, the boy who says he loves me. Keeping my distance, less than lovers, more than friends, pushes me to my limit. Sorry, but if this goes on, I'm gonna fall for you. So do something horrible to me. Lighting up a fire in your heart? A risque, thrilling love story. This is it! What? The bomb inside her! This manga, it's been ages since I read this, I love it! It's just a manga, why'd they draw her eyes so big? Jeez, at least I still look remotely human. The size of the eye is the sign of beauty, a sophisticated process and form. A manga with small eyes is like ramen with no bamboo shoots. Sounds like some pretty good ramen. Oh, have you even read it? The bomb inside her is like required reading for high school girls. There's no way I'd even read a single page of that manga dreck. What do you mean high school girls? Were you even in high school? Well, age-wise I am. Age-wise? You've been in prison since middle school? Is that your middle school uniform? No, this is a high school uniform. While I was imprisoned, it was delivered to me one day along with the food. Until then, I've been wearing my middle school uniform. The culprit probably felt sorry for me. Well, for criminals, that was a pretty nice gesture. A grown woman in a middle school uniform. People would have called the cops. Well, you're one to talk, wearing a high school uniform after you've graduated. But I'm really glad they gave me one. This is the Koa Girls Academy uniform. It's a famous rich girl school. Koa? I've never heard of it. Koa Academy has a 300-year history of culture, activities, and sports. The club uniforms are also super cute. There are tons of girls who want a chance to wear one. The school cafeteria is buffet style, and you hear about it on television all the time. What? I'm feeling... It's just silly of me to fantasize about all those details now, isn't it? Well, it sounded too good to be true, but you're telling me you made up the whole thing? I wanted a high school life like that. Even if you weren't imprisoned, I don't think that school life was in your future. You don't have to be so blunt about it. For a writer, Toko really lacks the ability to choose the right words for a social situation. That's all the extra rooms on this floor, so we can move on now.
I don't want to see blood.
Me either.
So we've looped our way around this floor, and to proceed we need to take the elevator, but before we do that there's another new type of collectible in our way. The hit list. Demon name, Takakix. Real name, Takaki Ishimaru. A demon who is a policeman in the demon world. May be carrying the item gun, so be very careful when you hunt it. Also, its father is a super rare demon who's a former prime minister. If you can hunt it down while leaving some body parts behind, your friends are going to be so jealous. Tickle its weak spot, the sides, then kill it when it starts laughing. Hunting Grounds, Science Memorial Hall. What is this? Hit list? That doesn't sound good.
But that's...
This is... Did you remember something?
You're right.
Yeah, it's probably something the brats made. A list made so they can efficiently hunt and kill targets like you. But that's... Why would they do something like that? Take a look at this part. It says Hunting Grounds. And with that stupid title, Hit List, it's gotta be those brats. They made this. But does that mean there are other people who are being hunted by the children?
Nothing.
I'm not sure, but that does seem likely. But why would something like this?
You're right.
Well, I doubt they're passing this list around to the adults, so some brat must have dropped it. If that's the case, we have to hurry and tell this person. The children know where they are.
No.
Your life is more important than that right now. I understand how you feel, but we have to go on. If we run into them, we'll let them know. That's how we have to handle this for now.
Impossible.
Is that really okay?
Anyways.
Don't think of it in terms of good or bad. It is what it is. I see. It is what it is. Takaki Ishimaru. That name may seem familiar. Okay, next floor. Mono machine. Nice, we're back to full health. We didn't actually take any damage, it's just that when I equipped the new skill that increased Komaru's max HP, it didn't automatically fill up, since that could probably be exploited for free healing. Another level up, and there are no other paths or collectibles on this floor, so let's head straight through another pair of these fancy doors.
There's an arcade machine over there.
It's another challenge room. And from now on, each of these challenge rooms will have a mono machine in it to help you resupply.
If we use that bomb one, maybe we can get them all in one go.
Now that we've seen a new type of Monokuma, the Bomber, they'll start to be added to the puzzles as well. In this case, our game rule is to destroy all the Monokumas with one explosion. So, using F1 to check the camera and see where the Bomber is, when it's next to the others, we can shoot it in the back and blow it up. And the other Monokuma's with it. Perfect. Let's pick up our rewards. And this is the perfect spot for an enemy to jump out at us. Huh. Maybe not. Aha, there you are. Nothing on this stretch either? Really? That's suspicious.
What is this? A letter?
Maybe it's a love letter. This might be the last one you ever receive, so open it.
You don't have to make it sound so ominous.
Challenge. If you want to know the password, try asking the upside down bird.
Looks like they want us to solve a riddle. We put the right answer in here.
What the heck? This is no time to be playing games like this.
I want to slap this brat in the face for this. Monokumas would ambush us if I did. It's a pain in the ass, but we gotta do it.
Then leave it to me. This kid's riddle will be child's play.
Did you just make a pun? Wow, that does not inspire confidence. There's an arcade machine over there. Maybe we should try using that.
Over there is an arcade machine which we can shoot and activate from all the way over here. Don't worry about it.
What is this?
No, picture it upside down. I feel like I've seen this trick before.
Well, you're definitely Komaru Naegi, and this place is, I guess, hell. But yes, we've indeed seen the opposite of this trick before. The challenge told us to ask the upside down bird, and if we turn this upside down, the answer is 7734.
Yay! It's open! Ooh! Aw yeah, that's right! Who's the boss now?
Don't be gloating about beating a little kid.
One of my favorite things about Komaru is how pumped up she gets from beating a challenge set for her by an actual child. Before we leave, there's a Mono machine over here and another collectible as well. Towa Group's technical triumphs. Though the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history entrapped the entire world in despair, Towa City stood strong. It is often argued that the technical strength that Towa Group prides itself on was a huge deterrent to the spread of despair. The mastermind behind the incident must have assumed that Towa City's technological superiority would be too much to defeat. Experts say that the influence of Towa Group is now so strong, it could even be a deterrent against global warfare. Well, the Future Foundation guys did tell us that this city was relatively unaffected by the incident, until now at least. So where is Towa Group now? Regardless, that's the hotel done.
Toko, this way!
Hold on a sec.
We're almost there. If we cross that bridge, we can get out of this town.
I hope so.
That's right, there's our goal ahead of us, and before we head that way, another Mono machine. Oh, that's not particularly useful, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty much full on ammo.
If you move that electric car, you should be able to run over the Monokumas with it. Would that make them dead or broken? Well, doesn't matter.
That's actually important to note. You can save ammo by using the world around you to kill enemies. And then there's this.
So cruel.
Why did they do such cruel things? They probably don't have a real reason. From what I can tell, they're just doing it for fun. They're doing something like this? For fun? What are these kids?
You're right.
When I got here, they were already wearing those helmets and marching in the streets. Killing the adults and bringing Monokumas with them like a parade. Why do they hate the adults? Like I said, I have no idea. I'm just as confused as you are. Stop asking me about every little thing. Jeez, you don't have to be so angry. It's because you nag, just like those brats. Well, since there's a save point here, this makes a good place to stop for now, and let's appreciate the graffiti on the sign over there. In the next part, we'll head over to the bridge and hopefully we'll get out of Towa City. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.